What up, everybody? It's your girl, Blackgirlmarvel, back with day 24 of my 31 days of reviews featuring Percy Jackson, season 1, episode 7. Let's get into it. Per usual, this will be spoiled, seeing as they pops out weekly, so this will be spoiled. If you don't want to be spoiled, go to Disney Plus, check it out, and then come back and talk to me about it. But since you're here, hit that heart. I appreciate it. Percy Jackson getting better and better. You feel me? I'm enjoying the series. So in this episode, we see Percy, Annabeth, and Grover make their way to the underworld, but they definitely get chased by Cerberus, the three-headed dog. But Annabeth, with her quick thinking, gave the dog a little smushy underneath the. Yes, I did that. But and soothed Cerberus for a little bit so that Grover could use the flying shoes to get Percy up top, and then eventually they got Annabeth up top after a little hijinks. And we finally see Hades. He's not Hercules or Once Upon a Time Hades, because they were just some snarky good time. He was a different Hades. That he was more so on the I protect me above everybody else type of Hades, even though they're all kind of like that. But the other two that I talked about previously they're more sarcastic and sassy and stuff like that. This Hades, which is very much like, hey, what's it going? How's it going? He's very laid back, kind of chill. He enjoys being god of the underworld, things like that. During this time, Percy figures out, because they thought that Hades and Ares were in cahoots, because the bag that Ares gave Percy ended up having the Master Bolt in it. And when they end up getting towards Hades' palace, something tried to drag them into Tartarus. And this got Percy's brain thinking, because when they were trying to get, pulled into Tartarus, Grover lost the flying shoes, and that's when they discovered that the Master Bolt was in the bag that Ares gave. I didn't know that the big hole that I didn't know Tartarus was inside the underworld. Maybe I'm nuts. And maybe Xena didn't teach me this. I don't know. But I was like, dang, Tartarus is, oh my God, it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying it's not, it's just that I just never thought that Hades, the underworld, that the underworld and Tartarus were, because they're not the same. But essentially, I guess they will be in the same place, So still, I'm enjoying the scene. Percy deduces that Kronos, the daddy of them all, is trying to break his way out of Tartarus and start a war with Zeus, because Zeus rallied his siblings to take the throne from his daddy. So I'm liking this storyline, because you don't see this. I mean, I guess we haven't really seen this since the 90s with Hercules, and it still really wasn't like this, you know what I mean? So I'm enjoying this heavily. I've been wanting a Legend of the Seeker, Xena, Hercules-y type of show again. And Percy Jackson is giving me that, just in more of a modern feel, but it's still giving me that, and I'm enjoying every step of it. So Grover and Percy they go to save his mom, because they're like, okay, we got the bolt and that's the mission, but we need to go save his mom. And so Grover was like, let's go save your mom. And Grover stepped up and was like, this cool, we got the bolt, but let's go save. They could go to Hades, they figure everything else about Kronos and everything like that. And now Hades wants to change their deal. At first their deal was hey, if you just give me my helm, I'll give you your mama, we good. But they didn't know anything about the helm. But then once Percy let out the whole Kronos bag, Hades was like, well, give me the bolt now, and I'll give it to you, and I'll give you your mom. Even though he never wanted the bolt, didn't care about the bolt, he don't care about his siblings fighting, he don't want no parts of that. So Percy stepping up and becoming who I guess he's destined to be, or who his mother always knew he could be, but just outside of the forces of the god. Which, shout out to the actress that plays Sally Jackson, because baby, sis was acting in this. Sis was acting. It's interesting to see her perspective, to see how sad this made her, to see how much she has to keep from him at a young age, which I can't wait till we get a story where they know the truth. And if they don't know the truth, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to write it. But she's playing her part. Like, now I knew because she got yoinked in the first episode that they would have like flashbacks of her. I'm like, you gotta have flashbacks of her. Like, come on now. We gotta understand more and more of this dynamic between like Percy and his mom and their connection. And honestly, it's interesting to see what she went. Like, I feel bad for Sally Jackson because she just wants to keep her son safe. She just wants her son to grow to be who he wants to be and not who Poseidon's family thinks he should be or want him to be, etc. It's nice to know that those prayers that the kids were doing in like what episode 2 or something like that, or even maybe that was like the first episode where they were like burning stuff, like burning offerings for the gods. Sally does this at a restaurant, and she burns like a leftover, like somebody's like milkshake or something like that. She just burns an offering for him, and he shows up at the restaurant not even like 10 feet away, like feet away from Percy. And I'm thinking that Percy is kind of remembering this, but not really remembering it. Like, he's getting like, some feelings about like because his life and the flashbacks correlate in a way that I think that he's remembering, but I think he's remembering more so from his side, more so than his mom's side that we see. But we also get to see Poseidon. I thought he was being played by somebody different, but I guess I was wrong. I don't know this actor. He is a handsome, distinguished looking man. I was like, I'm not mad at Poseidon. But he's a good looking man, even though, what Poseidon did to Medusa. Yeah. Oh, we also, and I don't like how this was kind of like, brushed past a little bit. We got to see like a brother, like a sibling of Percy's. And it was like he never called him brother or anything. I would have loved like a little reference, like, hey, little brother, or something like that. Even though I know he old as dirt, being one of Poseidon's kids now. But I was just kind of like, this your whole brother, my boy, and you, like, we family, my boy. But anyway. And the actor that played him, he's an amazing actor too. I've seen him on Supernatural. He played Death in Supernatural. Can't remember his name right now. All in all, a solid episode. Percy is stepping up like a champ. I feel like everybody is stepping up in great ways. I like how now that they were in the underworld, it gave the same as like the movie where when they were in the underworld, they only had a certain amount of pearls to go back, and Grover was like, I'm the protector, I'll stay here. In this one, Grover lost. In the TV series, Grover did lose his pearl because he got like not swallowed, but like Cerberus like picked him up, I guess. Like, looked like he ate him, but like he ended up like sliding out of his mouth covered in spit, but he lost his pearl. And instead of Percy getting his mom back immediately as a resolution to the like the movie did, in this one he decides to hold off on saving his mom, because what's the point of saving my mom if Kronos is going to get released and there's going to be a war of the gods and the world's going to get destroyed anyway? You might as well stay in the underworld. You know what I'm saying? So he made it a point to the one, and I like this because the one thing that he feared maybe Annabeth would do or something like that, which would be like forget his mom. We got the master boat, like force him to like finish the quest, the mission. He himself stopped himself from doing it. Like he could have easily been like, here go the bolt, give me my mama, I'm good. He could have dipped, but no, he knew that there was like something more on the line, and that his mom didn't raise him to like just give up like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's realizing that he is his father's son. So I'm loving this dynamic. If I had to rate the show, man, this episode personally, it's about an 8.5 out of 10. This was a solid episode, and can't wait to see what happens next episode. I saw like at the end of the show, they show like at the end of the credits, they show like a preview, like a trailer of what's going to happen on the next episode, and it looks fire, and I am also here for it. But as always, follow me on all social media. Check out Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney Plus. Come back, let's talk about it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.